There is a quiet trap that captures ambitious minds long before failure ever appears. It feels productive, it sounds confident, it even earns approval, but it slowly dissolves action. That trap is talking too much about what we intend to do. Those who mature inwardly learn this early. Plans grow weaker the moment they are exposed to unnecessary speech. Not because sharing is evil, but because most speech is a substitute for discipline. We mistake expression for execution. The ancient thinkers observed this pattern relentlessly. They noticed that people who spoke loudly about virtue often practiced it least. Those who announced discipline most often were the last to endure discomfort when no one was watching. So they chose silence, not out of secrecy, but out of respect for action. Epictetus was direct about this. He warned against discussing philosophy at dinner while failing to live it in the morning. Wisdom, he taught, is shown through conduct, not declarations. We feel a subtle relief when we talk about our plans, a false completion. The nervous system receives a reward before effort is paid. Approval replaces progress. Identity replaces work. And once the emotional reward is collected, urgency fades. Marcus Aurelius wrote repeatedly about this danger to himself. He reminded his own mind not to waste energy imagining future virtue, but to practice it now. Not to describe the good man, but to be one. This is not anti-communication, it is anti-escape. When we talk excessively about plans, we are often avoiding the discomfort of beginning. Beginning is silent, beginning is clumsy, beginning offers no applause. Talking, on the other hand, feels powerful without requiring sacrifice. This is where destructive emotions hide. Ego wants recognition before results. Fear wants reassurance before risk. Impatience wants certainty before effort. So we speak, we explain. We announce, we promise. But those who cultivate self-control move differently. They reduce words and increase friction. They exchange explanation for execution. They let results speak in a language no debate can weaken. Seneca warned that nothing is so useless as talking about the future while neglecting the present. He understood that time punishes those who perform intentions instead of actions. Modern Stoic scholars like Pierre Hadot emphasize that ancient philosophy was a discipline of practice, not theory. Speech was secondary, transformation was primary. This is why inwardly disciplined people appear mysterious to others. They do not advertise progress, they do not justify silence, they simply move quietly, consistently, without emotional leakage, and this quiet has power. When plans remain internal, they stay raw, unfinished, hungry. They demand attention. They pull us toward action instead of releasing us into comfort. We stop seeking validation. We stop negotiating with doubt. We stop diluting intent through language. Instead, we build in silence, and over time, something changes inside us. Destructive emotions lose leverage because they are no longer fed by talk. Ego starves. Fear is forced to confront reality. Discipline strengthens through repetition. We begin to respect ourselves, not for what we say, but for what we endure. The world may never hear our plans, but it will eventually see their consequences. That is the deeper lesson. Silence is not emptiness, it is compression, and compressed intent, when paired with daily action, becomes unstoppable. So we choose fewer words, we choose heavier effort, we choose to let time reveal what we are building, not loudly, not quickly, but irrevocably. Action is nourished by silence, not approval. There is a subtle poison that undermines progress, one that hides in plain sight, seeking validation before effort. When we speak of plans, ambitions, or intentions, the mind receives a reward without having moved a muscle. Approval substitutes for action, recognition replaces discipline, and slowly, imperceptibly, the plan becomes a story we tell rather than a life we build. The Stoics observed this danger long before modern psychology named it. Epictetus warned that true freedom comes from mastery of oneself, not mastery of others' opinions. We are disturbed not by events but by judgments, and when we speak our intentions prematurely, We hand our inner world over to the judgment of others. The ego receives reinforcement from attention, and action grows weaker. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the soul must act, not announce. He knew that talk without execution inflates pride while leaving results barren. The more we narrate our intentions, the less urgent their completion feels. Words create a false sense of progress. We feel accomplished in conversation while procrastination quietly strengthens its grip. True progress is cultivated in silence. When plans are kept internal, they remain alive, raw, and demanding. No audience softens the discipline required to begin. No applause replaces the discomfort of starting. Each step forward is earned quietly, without recognition, and that quiet endurance trains fortitude, self-control, and patience, virtues the Stoics valued above transient praise. Seneca reminded us that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Talking dilutes energy and scatters focus. Silence concentrates it. Action is nourished when it is free from the need for approval. The rare soul learns to let work speak, not words. By practicing this, we strip away dependency on external validation. We begin to respect our own process. Each small accomplishment is an unannounced victory that strengthens character. Fear, doubt, and ego lose leverage because they are no longer fed by constant explanation. The mind becomes a quiet engine of consistent effort. Those who understand this age into capability, not regret. They are disciplined, resilient, and unshaken by applause or its absence. Their plans are not stories. They are realities built brick by brick, silently and relentlessly. We learn that talking about plans is easy. Acting on them quietly is the true test. And in this test, silence is not empty. It is power in incubation. Time will eventually reveal the results, not the words, and when it does, it will expose a truth the world cannot ignore. Discipline hidden in silence always prevails.